Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. All right, my mom come from the dentist. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, in the world of boxing right now, there's not too many legends that we know are going to be total legends. I'm not saying Hall of Fame necessarily. I'm talking about legends where we know these fighters have done legendary things. And what I mean by that is we're cleaning out our divisions, in or around our divisions. We will not tolerate some other greats simultaneously in our divisions. We will not avoid any challenges in our divisions, in or around our divisions. And there's just a few, right? And when you say legend, like a lot of times people take issue because a lot of people are not watching real closely the boxing, and or they're just fans of fighters, and they know when you glorify these fighters, theirs might not look so good. So therefore, they just have something negative to say, but doesn't substantiate it with any facts. Let's just say this, right? One of the legends in boxing has to be Terrence Crawford, because of the simple fact, in or around his division at 135 pounds, there wasn't nobody there that was going to beat him and that was trying to. At 140, he cleaned that out, all the hard guys, and became undisputed. At 147, he cleaned that out, all the hard guys, and became undisputed. Right? That 147 is the only division where it was someone where it was like when he was leaving, then Boots Ennis came, right? And he was trying to become undisputed for the next division. So a lot of people would say, well, Boots came, right? But there's no other ones. And the other ones, the only guys in the 147-pound division that he didn't fight that were good fighters would like be a Danny Garcia, a Keith Thurman, and a Virgil Ortiz. Danny Garcia didn't want none and had lost about 3 times at the time. Keith Thurman was always hurt and wasn't relevant at the time. Virgil Ortiz was his mandatory for the WBO, I think it was, or the WBA, one of them, and decided to fight someone else for a regular title instead of the real title he could have got from Terrence Crawford. So he didn't fight him. Matter of fact, and then if you're going to mention Boots Ennis had an opportunity to fight him and didn't do it either. So for Terrence Crawford, there's nobody in or around his division from 135, 140, and 147, 2 of which he became undisputed. That's what I'm talking about. And went up to 154 trying to fight the undisputed guy. The undisputed guy at the time was Jermell Charlo, and he wasn't enthused about fighting a Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford didn't come in and say, I want to fight somebody weak, but the best guy at the time, which was Jermell Charlo. That's legendary. Now he's trying to fight Canelo Alvarez, and people are trying to act like they forgot why. It's because Canelo Alvarez was undisputed at 168 pounds. That's why Canelo. If someone else was undisputed, he probably would be trying to go get that person. Now, but that ain't the legendary dude we talking about. It's the other legendary dude. And that would be Oleksandr, the legend, Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk is a legend, living legend, man. It's incredible. And he's done some legendary things. But for those who don't think he's legendary, then you're not paying attention and you don't know his opponents, right? And I always say when I talk about Oleksandr Usyk, what he did in the cruiserweight division, damn near made him a legend just then because of who he beat. And I know a lot of Americans just don't know the people and just be acting like they ain't nothing. But I'm gonna tell you, when he won the Super Series tournament, he beat the best there was. In that Super 6 tournament in cruiserweight division, there was the very best that cruiserweight had to offer. Not like some of these other stuff that's going on. Some of these other people we're glorifying that ain't fighting the very best. Boy, if that was, I ain't going to even go there. Bottom line, that was the very best there. There was everybody there. So first of all, the three guys that he beat in his quarterfinals, it was Marco Huck, one of the most decorated cruiserweights you're going to find. He had a lot of title defenses. Marco Huck, he went to Berlin, where Marco Huck lives, to beat him. Then he had Maurice Brightus, who was undefeated at the time, right? Awesome Maurice Brightus. It's awesome. One of the best out there. I would say about a top 15 cruiserweight of all time, Maurice Brightus. He'd slip in there. He went to his hometown in Latvia and beat him. Then followed that up with the hard-punching, trained by Abel Sanchez, Morit Gassiev, and went to Russia and beat him. Okay? That means I'm going to your hometown and beating you good enough to where ain't nobody got nothing to say. Now, after he became undisputed by beating Morit Gassiev, there was somebody out there that was a cruiserweight now at that time, and people would talk like he's in a good form because he had beat my boy David Haye twice, right? And that would be Tony Bellew. He goes to England and beats Tony Bellew, right? Now, prior to that tournament, he had beat the undefeated, awesome Michael Hunter, right? And Joe Joyce, just in these 5 or 6 round tournaments, just to put something else on it. But after beating Tony Bellew, just to fast forward back up to what he had done after cruiserweight, to make sure ain't nobody in cruiserweight talking about nothing. I'm undisputed, and I go beat somebody that y'all consider hot at the time in Tony Bellew. Then I go up to heavyweight. I beat Witherspoon, just get in there a little bit. Then I go beat Derek Chisora, who, you see, looking at him now, everybody ain't beating Derek Chisora. Made the fight close with Chisora so he can lure Anthony Joshua into a fight. Beats the awesome Anthony Joshua, because we got to call him awesome, because that's what y'all call him. Beats Anthony Joshua, who is huge, way bigger than him. Beat him and his hometown, too. Because he went to Tony Bellew's hometown. Chisora beat him in England and beat Anthony Joshua in England. Then comes back, because they give Anthony Joshua rematches right away, right? Comes back and beat Anthony Joshua again. Then next, beats Tyson Fury. The one that they said was better than Muhammad Ali? Yeah, that guy. You can't beat Anthony Joshua, who they were saying was one of the best ever, and then beat Tyson Fury, who they were saying was better than Muhammad Ali, and he's 6'9", 270 pounds of man. And you beat him twice, too. Sprinkled in with a little bit of one of the baddest dudes out there right now, and Daniel Dubois. Beat him all in rounds. And now people would say, well, Daniel Dubois hit him, and they said it was low, but it wasn't low, and he went down and stayed down. Just so they can say anything. Because other than that, what happened before that blow and what happened after that blow? You see what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk is ridiculous. All that, none of that in Ukraine. None of these fights I'm talking about happened in Ukraine. Now, we had a war lately, but all of them, he could have had some fights in Ukraine. He don't know how to get home. Legendary. But that's not what I'm talking about. What is making me just do this video is, he's got, he's done everything. He can retire. But he's like, well, he said he's got about 2 fights left in him, And I understand him, because there ain't nothing else to get motivated about. There ain't nobody out there that's supposed to motivate him. Now, they offered him, said, look, why don't you go down to Bridger weight, this new silly weight? Why don't you go down there, right? Well, that ain't silly, though, because from 200 to 224 pounds, because you do have people that's 210 pounds, got to fight people like a Jarrell Miller or a Tyson Fury of the world that's 60, 70 pounds heavier than them, and that happens nowhere else. So Bridger weight's not silly. Let me just make sure retract that statement. But anyway, it's new. So it's not, not legitimate yet. It's not recognized yet by the people who, look at boxing for years. So, since it's not so recognized, and renowned and important yet, you know what? Usyk is like, I don't give a damn. I don't want that. I got no time for that. I'll fight something significant. What's significant in the heavyweight division right now? Damn it, the winner of Joseph Parker versus Daniel Dubois. The winner of that fight is going to be hot, baby. The winner of that fight is going to have momentum. The winner of that fight, people are going to be talking about what he can beat Oleksandr Usyk. Instead of what other fighters would do and just say, well, you know, whatever with that fight. They got to prove something. Usyk is like, I got the winner of that. After being undisputed and doing all of that, what I've just documented, that's who he wants. Now, whoever your best fighter is, right, ask yourself, is that what they're doing? We got fighters out here right now that people like. The most popular fighters, they have fighters right in their divisions that they like, we ain't fighting. I don't give a damn. Some of them, one of them got undisputed guys in the division. Other guys undisputed. Other ones got guys that people are calling monsters. Hottest guy in boxing, refusing to fight him. Usyk, a Terrence Crawford, that doesn't happen to them. I know we say Inouye, but right now I leave Inouye out because he's in his very, very lower weight divisions, and it's just not that much parity down there, and it's not that many fighters down there. Not to diminish what he's doing, but I just think once you get up here in these heavier weights, there's a lot of fighters out there that are awesome, right? And I think, you know, when it comes to Inouye, it's like the fighters he's fighting are good, but I can't put any of them awesome. So that's why I have him number 3 in my pound for pound. Number 1 and 1A has to be Usyk and Terrence Crawford, baby. That's just proof, more proof, that Oleksandr Usyk is a living legend, y'all. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here.